Hello, my name is Mark Dungan, and I'm here today to tell you about an article that I just recently wrote called Will We Be Hearing Less About Hearing Loss? And I'm not a medical professional. I am a father of another child with stage 4 neuroblastoma. Let's see, yeah, kind of see Sydney there. She is now 6. She was diagnosed with stage 4 neuroblastoma at the age of 2. And today's subject is ototoxicity. It's important to me because, well, Sydney was exposed to some of the medications that lead to ototoxicity. I'm also going to use this article as a frame of reference. It's called Sodium Thiosulfate. Administered 6 hours after cisplatin does not compromise anti-neuroblastoma activity. And kind of the funny thing about this article is it really doesn't sound like it's about sparing hearing loss in our kids. But it is. As it turns out, there's been a lot of research over the last 10 years about different medications that they could give with chemotherapy to try and help prevent hearing loss. And this is about one such drug. First of all, what is ototoxicity? Ototoxicity is hearing loss that is generally associated with some type of medications, and we see this a lot in the platinum compounds. The chemotherapies like cisplatin and carboplatin. Cisplatin is one of the ones that we use for the high-risk disease that goes along with the induction rounds of therapy, and then in the midst of transplant we also use carboplatin. You may also have heard of some of the antibiotics. There's a whole slew of antibiotics that we use to treat gram-negative infections. In fact, I'll let you see in the article online, but there's several others there that we're occasionally exposed to. And kind of the sad thing is about 80% of the kids that go through neuroblastoma treatment are going to end up with some kind of hearing loss from these drugs. So it's important, I think, to look at other things that we can do that could perhaps prevent our children from losing their hearing. And this is where sodium thiosulfate comes in. And I'm going to start using the term STS because I can't say sodium too often. STS is one of many drugs that they've shown that could help prevent ototoxicity when giving these other chemotherapies. The problem with all of these drugs has been traditionally that not only does it protect the hearing, but it also protects the neuroblastoma tumors from the chemotherapy itself. So the really exciting thing about this article, and the article goes into much more detail, but what they were able to find is if they gave they did it in petri dishes and they did it in rat models and that type of thing, and they gave these rats neuroblastoma, and then they gave them cisplatin and etoposide and carboplatin. And what they found was when they gave it to them at the same time as STS, it actually kept the cisplatin and the drugs from killing the neuroblastoma. However, when they gave the rat cisplatin and then they waited 6 hours before they gave them STS, not only were they able to still keep all of the killing power of the chemotherapy, but they were also actually able to help protect the hearing of the rats. So this is really a potentially interesting thing for those of us that have neuroblastoma, because potentially 6 months, a year, 5 years down the road, who knows when this will come to fruition, but we could be sparing our kids' hearing. I think there is interest in carrying this forward, and that's kind of the most important point of the reason that I wrote this article, is we have a choice as parents because we often influence which way research goes. We can choose to open up a trial during induction that actually tests STS to see if it will actually work as well in humans as it did in rats. And potentially save a lot of kids' hearing. Or we could be testing something else. We've got limited resources and limited kids. There's only so many things that we can open, and I mean we as collective, parents, researchers, everybody. Should we be spending our money on answering this question or trying to find the cure? Ultimately, I don't know what the answer is, and this is why I titled the article, could we be hearing less about hearing loss in the future? I hope this gave you a good overview of the article that I wrote, and I encourage you to download the PDF and read the online version. I'd love to hear your feedback. Is this article, is this format good for you? Does it provide you value? If so, hopefully we'll do more in the future. Thank you for taking your time. Bye-bye.